Good morning, everyone. This is Jessica with Heart and Grit. I decided to go ahead and turn this big, huge mirror into a magnetic chalkboard. So that's what I'm doing this morning. My early morning shenanigans. So first, I'm going to start with some 123 primer. This has a lot of really good coverage. I know it's going to make some cringe because I'm going to be painting this glass as well with this. So I am going to paint everything. So that I am able to put my colors on here that I want. I needed a really big board because I have a lot of we have a lot of big stencils on the Magnolia Design Company portion of what I do. And I needed something big to put those on, to display them so that people can see how big they are. Now, you don't necessarily have to put them on a chalkboard. You can put them on any surface, you know? So I just wanted to be able to create something that was big so that I can display them and show them how they're used. Because they are so versatile, you can put them on anything. If you cut out pieces of wood with a scroll saw or a saw or whatnot, you can just put it on a flat board with a reverse board. I'm not for sure with the frame on it, and just do it like that. Or you can put it on a chalkboard so that you can wash it off and take it off and put a new design on. And that's what I wanted to do with this, because I wanted to be able to show you all when I get and when I have the big ones, I can put these on here and show you how big they are. Because obviously this is a big mirror. The biggest stencil is 12 by 18. So I knew I needed something that would be able to span that. And what better way than to use something that I already have? I'll probably get paint everywhere because that's what I do. I get paint everywhere. And then I regret it later. But that's okay. That's just how my brain works. I plan everything out, and then somewhere along the lines it goes haywire. Good morning. Hey. I'm making a chalkboard this morning. And I am primering this so that I can paint the outside like a watered down gray. I think it's going to be really cute. So right now I'm primering it with 123 primer because this is the best stuff ever. So I did not sand this. Now, I did this dresser and I did not sand it either, and the paint adhered very well with this primer. So I really like it. No one's going to be touching on this, so I'm not worried about it. No, I did not plastic my surface. Because there is a glass top on here, and the paint will just scrape right off with a straight razor. So I haven't had to sand with this 123 primer. So that works for me. And what I will do is I'll take the heat gun to dry this if it's not dry. Because I don't like to watch paint dry. If y'all have watched my videos, you know that. Getting inside all the crevices here. So that when I go to put my color on here that I want this frame to be, because I think it's going to be so pretty. And I'm always everywhere. I never have any rhyme or reason on what I'm doing. Except for when I do that. You know. So I'll just do that. I'm wiping on my shirt. Yeah. So, y'all get to just watch me paint this. And that's okay. If you don't want to watch it on live, you can always watch it on replay and see how I did it. Fast forward parts you don't want to watch. Because I know lives can be boring sometimes. But I wanted to show the process on how to turn a mirror into a chalkboard. And I'm turning it into a magnetic chalkboard. Now, I bought some Magnetize It at Menards. It was like $14 or $15 a can, I think. It might have been less than that. But we'll just roll with that. That's still cheap. So I'm going to dab this primer down into here, because I'm going to dab the paint down in there as well so that I get all the crevices. All the crevices of all these flowers. I painted a mirror in my bathroom this same color, and it is so pretty. Well, not this color, but the color that I'm gonna paint this. And I just want to make sure that the primer is like on everything, not necessarily caked up in the corners there. I am definitely not really going to be in this live this morning because this is just a tutorial on how to turn this big mirror into a chalkboard. Not on me. And this. Cringy getting that paint on that glass, but it will come right off. I have no worries about that with the razor. If you want it to come off, it will. If you don't want it to come off, it won't. Weird, oddly enough. Okay, I'm almost done covering this whole thing with primer. And only needed one coat. I am not worried about how many coats of primer I'm putting on this. Okay, so I am going to lift this a little bit because I have my chalkboard type tabletop up over here. And this part don't have to be perfect because you ain't going to see it. It's going to be covered up by paint. Going to be covered up by paint. Alright, I missed some spots over there. Because I'm ADHD and I'm all over the place. All the time. All the time. Am I all over the place? Okay. I'm going to lift this up. Okay. Now let me get this excess off here that I've dripped everywhere. Make sure I got this edge here. Okay. Primer. Be right back. Okay. All right. Good morning. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm turning this into I'm turning this into a chalkboard. I'm going to paint this here in a minute, but I need a different paintbrush to paint the glass. So, right now I'm putting primer on it. I'm going to paint it this dusty, it says winter sky blue, dark winter sky blue. That's what I'm going to paint the outside with. And then this is going to be a magnetic chalkboard. Yeah. It is. What are you doing this morning? Look, I got way too much paint right here. Now I'm drying it because I can't watch paint dry. Never. Never ever. Nice, okay. My dad's been working a lot on Saturdays. Does he always work on Saturdays? What are the kids eating for breakfast? I haven't had breakfast yet. I've had coffee, but not breakfast. Unless that counts as breakfast. I wanted something so that I could, good morning. I wanted something so that I could display the big, huge, reusable silkscreen stencils that we have. And I thought this would be a perfect way to do that, just to make a big, huge chalkboard. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. How are you this morning, Brittany? I'm just drying this primer because I'm going to put the that winter I keep forgetting the name. Winter Sky Blue. At first, because I don't really read like slowly, I thought it said watered down. It's so weird. Oh my gosh, yum. I'm coming over to your house. Waffles sounds so good. This is almost dry. I know a lot of it over here is dry, but on the spots that I caked it on, it's not. Let's just go around like this and try to get some of those spots up. Just so that it'll dry quicker. I didn't want to spend too much time on live because I know people get bored. So, I mean, you can always, if you got something to do, you can always come back and watch it later. Ooh, iced coffee. I bet she's happy in your tummy. I made me some coffee too, but it's all the way over there. And this is that heat gun that you really don't need, but if you don't mind watching paint dry, just let it dry. But I can't. I'm going to keep this on this spot in this corner over here. What flavor is your coffee? Got any, have you brought out the pumpkin spice yet? Yeah, we'll have to talk about that some other time. We can definitely, I think you're going to enjoy them. But yeah, that may be best just to go ahead and just do that. And I appreciate it. No pumpkin yet. I love coconut. Tim's allergic to coconut, so I can't have too much coconut stuff. Yeah, that's almost dry. And I didn't sand this, just so you know, I did not sand this. I just stuck the 1-2-3 primer over it. That's what this is. This, it wasn't off. I got this and that dresser behind me on the side of the road for free. Somebody was throwing it away. And the mirror came with it. I didn't have to do anything to the dresser, but for some odd reason the mirror was like a dingy yellow. It almost looked like somebody smoked in their house with it. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like to me. Okay, so while this is drying the rest of the way, I'm going to get my roller and I'm going to roll the mirror. First, I'm going to take this to the kitchen. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And what I'm using for the mirror, because you want it to be as smooth as possible, I'm going to use this foam roller. The dresser is amazing. Thank you. I love it. It was free. Okay, so this is the roller. It's kind of foamy. You want it to be smooth. So. And I'm just dipping straight out the can. I don't have. See how smooth that goes on? You want it to be smooth. Because you want your chalk, you know, when you write on something, you want it to be smooth as well. So I'm just going to try to drag this out as much as possible because I do not want a lot of primer on here. And the reason for that is because I want more of the other stuff on it. And I don't want it to be too thick, you know. So I'm just going to go right up to the edge here. And look how that curves. When it cuts in, you don't have to worry about that. And I'm going to try to drag as much of this paint around as possible. I don't want to, oh, it looks so pretty. And it's bland. I don't want to have to keep putting paint on here. I would rather not put another coat. If I have to put another coat of the other colors, sure. But I don't want another coat of primer. And the reason why I'm priming the mirror is because the chalkboard paint, when you put it on, if you don't put something on here for it to adhere to, it will peel right off. And I did not want to, okay, I know I'm putting primer on here, but I did not want to, if at any point in time I do want to take that chalkboard off, I'm 100% sure that I probably can. So, with some paint and primer remover. This way the glass is not going to be, my cat's going to try to come up here. She don't need to be up here. That way the glass is not going to be scuffed up. It's not going to be ruined or anything like that. It looks ruined, but it's not. Because paint and primer remover can get it off if need be. All right, I need to come over on this side. I'm trying to stretch out this paint as much as possible. I may have to dip. Just one little time. Look, I'll do it like this. Try to stretch those dots out. Like this. And then come back around and flatten it out. I've been wanting to do this forever. That didn't work. So I am going to need a little bit more, but I'm going to stretch it all across it. There we go. 1, 2, 3 primer is the best. That's what I did this desk with. 1, 2, 3 primer, no sanding. I mean, I sanded it if it had some rough spots, but for the most part, it didn't. It was in pretty good shape. Okay. All right. That whole glass is covered. What do you think? Look what I just did. Told you that brain of mine gets ahead of me, and then I do stuff. Okay. All right. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go and rinse this off because I'm gonna need it for the this right here. I'm gonna need it for this because I'm gonna do this first. Actually, I'm going to do this first. I'm going to do that first. That paint. Because I'm going to do this first because I don't want to get it on this. So I'll be back. And look, these foam brushes, they're so good. It just, I wash that off and it comes right back, you know, to its fluffy self. Unlike cotton brushes tend to not do that, and then they look funky. I've already kind of shook this up. I'm going to do this now because it's dry. I'll do it with my scissors. I did not pre-open these. I should have. But yeah, this is going to look great for those big, huge stencils to put on here. And I can't wait for you to get your order. I really can't. Because they're so much fun. And Haley's going to have fun doing them too. Okay. So I'm going to get right into it. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so pretty. I can't. I may have to do 2 coats. I'm going to come over here and show you on this side. I may have to do 2 coats. And I'm doing this first so that if any of it gets on that glass, it's just going to be covered up by chalkboard paint. Can you see that? Did I even do a part where you could see it? I don't think I did. Can you see that? That's gonna be so pretty. It's gonna be so pretty. This is the color of the mirror in my bathroom. Well, not the glass, but I didn't turn that one into the chalkboard. This one I am. Yep, 2 coats. Definitely gonna need 2 coats. And like I said, I didn't put any plastic down because I'm just gonna take a straight razor and get this paint off to this glass. This is a glass top surface. So it has a dual purpose. Because I'm a messy crafter. And I get that stuff everywhere. So instead of using plastic, wasting money on plastic, I'll just take a straight razor and get it off. And it comes right off. And I'm going to dab down in here just like I did with the primer. To get inside those creases of those flowers. I'm not really a big, like, flower-y type decorations, but it's starting to grow on me. Especially with some of the plates that I've made. That's growing on me too. Yes. The glass surface, like, let it dry and then take a straight razor and just get it right off there. So that way, because it's not going to stay. It's not going to stay on it. Comes off really easily. Okay. And I just dip right out of the can. Yeah, glass is a lifesaver, and especially when you have kids. If it's a thick piece of glass and you make sure that it's, you know, attached really well, then the kids can't pull it off. It's really good for them too. You don't have to worry about water stains on the wood. And it protects your, you know, if you have a really nice piece of furniture that you want to keep nice, shoo, throw a piece of glass on it. Just make sure it's attached really well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is definitely going to need another coat. I figured it would. I mean, this is Walmart paint. Walmart paint is like water. I got this on clearance. So I paid $3 for it, so I'm okay with doing another coat. I'm okay with that for $3. I bought a big, huge gallon at Walmart for $20. Yeah, I think it was $20 of Walmart paint. From my experience, unless you get the really good brand, I would definitely just splurge on the good paint. Because I did literally, on that wall that I painted, I did 3 coats. I ain't got time for that. I don't. And I had to watch the paint dry because I couldn't heat gun my whole wall. That would have been horrible. I would have done caught the house on fire. Timothy would be like, what in the world are you doing? Yeah, he definitely would have had some questions. Be like, Lucy, you got some explaining to do. Yeah. This is going to be so pretty. I didn't know. It took me forever to figure out what color I was going to do on this. And I thought, you know what? I have that paint. Why am I trying to make a decision on what color to paint that when I have that paint? So, this is what I'm doing. And this is Winter Dark Sky Gray, I think. I have to look at it again. I'll definitely write it down in the comments because this is a beautiful color. Right now it don't look so hot, but it will. It definitely will. So, I've been working on getting my pool up, and I'm quite disappointed because it had rained here for like 3 days, and it poured down rain. And it got the ground so wet because we live in what's considered a flood zone. So my yard is still wet, and it's been not raining here for 2 days, and my yard is still wet. So I can't put up the pool. So I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and just do this, get it done. I've been wanting to do it. Obviously, I've been procrastinating on it. So here I am, painting my life away. But this is the hard part, is getting all these crevices. This is going to be smooth sailing here in a minute. We're fitting to go on hyperdrive here in a minute. This is taking forever. I need a spray can. That's what I should have done. And I am being careful around the edges over here off the overhang because I do have my chalkboard up underneath of there and on this desk, and I don't want this paint to get on that. So tap that down in there again to get down in those crevices. Paint this corner here. Alright. We're almost done with the hard part, except for over there. Still got to get that side, but I'll get that side whenever I get over there. Alright. And it doesn't matter how much this is covering on the first coat, because the second coat completely covers it. It's so weird how paint works like that. I'm no scientist, so I don't understand the mathematics behind it. And I am, if that's even a thing, like saying the mathematics behind it. I guess the chemistry, I should say, behind painting something with a very light coat and then going back and it being completely covered. It's so weird. Anyways. And you see how if I would have went ahead and did that chalkboard, I would have had that paint everywhere, all over my beautiful chalkboard. I am not a very good painter. That's why my shiplap wall turned out pretty amazing, because I'm not a good painter. I'm sloppy, and that wall just turned out perfect. That's the whole point in that type of wall, you know? And that's what I love about those stencils too, because you don't have to have an artistic bone in your body whatsoever. You could only paint stick people, and you're going to be able to create something awesome. Give you a lot of confidence. Okay, let me get this. The bottoms of this mirror's rougher than up here. So it's taken a minute for this to accept this paint. It wants to repel it. I don't want to take the paint. It's like, no. No, thank you. Alright. I'm almost done with the first coat. Almost done. I wish I could play music on live, but Amazon, Facebook, you can tell what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about ordering something. Oh my gosh. Facebook would shut me down. I mean, I know I could say I don't own the rights to any of this music, but I don't want to take the chances. I could read up on the rules on it. I mean, because obviously I don't own any rights to the music. I ain't rich. Can you imagine? I mean, come on now. If I owned rights, I'd be rich. Dab that in there, a little knob. Okay, get this. And then we are going to hit this with the heat gun again. Because I'm still not going to move on to this. Look, I done stuck my hand on that. You probably can't see that, but I can. I'm okay with sharing my mess ups. I stuck my hand on it and it wasn't fully dry. I'm telling you, I am the messiest crafter. I swear I think it's my ADHD and it just meow. We should do a poll. How messy of a crafter are you? Because I'm super messy. Let me see if I've missed anything. Yep, this right here. Okay. See, I already went back over that tiny little spot and it already covered it. So weird. Just weird. Uh-oh, I missed some spots. Hold on, let me get the spots I missed. Sorry, I'm loud too. I don't realize how loud I am until I hit replay on my videos. I'm so sorry. So if ever you turn my videos on and I'm like, just loud, just turn your volume down. You're listening to kids. Hey, those are great. I remember when mine were little. I say when mine are little. Mine are almost, you know, I mean, we got 10, 13, and 17. By the end of this year, that's how old they'll all be. But Kids Bop is great. I love that. Because I like a lot of the music now, but I want it kind of toned down for kids, because I still, on the radio, even with, you know, my kids are older, I still will straight turn the channel if it's too much. I like R&B and I like some rap, but I'm 90s. I'm the 90s. So, all right. I think we should dry it now. It's perfect. Okay. Let me go wash this off again. And I'll be right back, because I don't want this to dry in my brush while I'm drying this. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Right now I'm just drying this paint. So that I can go back over it and do the second coat. You don't have to have the heat gun for this process. I'm just too impatient. I'm really getting down in those corners where paint might have been, you know, an extra amount of paint might have gotten on there. I love my little heat gun. Definitely make this live a lot shorter than what it, would have been. I would have had to have gone out after it dried and come back. It would have been like a 5-part process. I'm thirsty. It's almost dry. Yep. Look at that. Alright. I put my heat gun on a mat over there that's heat resistant. It's like an ironing mat. So that's what I put my heat gun on. So that I do not burn my house down and upset my husband. Oh, that's pretty. It's distressing it for me. I think it's too hot. Alright. Oh, that's pretty. I don't know what's going on here, but this is doing something weird. And it's peeling up. Well, not peeling up, it's just not covering very well, but it looks distressed. That's pretty cool. See, a lot of times I will mess up on stuff, but it turns out looking pretty good. I don't know why that's doing that, but that's cool. It's adding a distressed look that I would have done on my own. It's pretty neat. I don't know if you can see it. And it's dry, so I don't think there's an issue with that. It might be the paintbrush that I'm using. But I don't want to go over to that other paintbrush because I'm going to use that for the rolling on the magnetic stuff and the chalkboard paint. Looks pretty cool. Look how that's distressing that. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it looks so cool. As long as I do long strokes. And if I don't like it, I can just go back over those spots. No big deal. I told y'all I'm not a painter. I'm not a painter. This is what happens when I paint. Something always funky goes on. So, I just roll with it. Good thing I like the distressed look. I do still do vinyl. And I do make some custom silkscreen stencils of my own for like some things that I want to do. But yeah, I do vinyl. I work with my Cricut. That's another craft you could do. And the machine, I mean, if you save up for it, it's not that expensive. And I get all my vinyl from 143 Vinyl. And they're like $2 something a roll. And I still make cups. And I'm getting ready this weekend. I'm going to be working on a lot of keychains, some Petri dish keychains, to get ready for that craft show because I want all types of stuff. This paint is being ridiculous for me right now. I mean, it's literally picking all that up, and I don't know why. I think it's the Walmart paint, the Walmart brand of paint. I really do. Because that's crazy. Dabbing this down in here. Get all those crevices again. And you can even make cups without resin if you want. You could just do vinyl cups, permanent vinyl. You could do that as well. There's a company out there called Crystalline. I do believe it's Crystalline. Let me sit down for a minute. It's hurt my back. And they have bright tone and stuff like that, and you could seal your cups with that also. I would say maybe after you have the baby, though. Yes. The shirts that bleach the best, I heard, is like a higher poly blend. So if you get shirts, get them with a higher count poly blend, and they'll bleach that white color instead of the... you've probably seen my sweatshirt. I'm always wearing a sweatshirt, but it looks more orangey because that's cotton. So definitely do that. Yeah. And you don't even have to have a Cricut Maker. You can get just a regular Explorer and do that. And be able to make shirts. You know? They're like $200 and something. That's it. And sometimes you can catch them on sale. And it comes with the blades that you need. So... yeah, it's this paint. This paint is like peeling almost. Because I have primer on it, so I know that's not it. I'm not a big fan of this paint at all. It's a pretty color, but boy, It is definitely peeling. Just so weird. And it's definitely not because I used the heat gun, because I did my mirror in my bathroom with this paint, and it did the same thing. I should have known then. My other arm got tired. I was using this arm so much. I missed a spot. It's so hard getting in those crevices of those flowers. It is straight peeling off. Oh my goodness. I am so glad that I want a distressed look, but dang. Why you gotta do me like that, Walmart? Paint? Wow. That is crazy what that's doing. I don't understand. I don't get it. And this paint's not that old. That's crazy. Alright. 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 I'm gonna come over here and do this. to try to go back over that here in a minute. I know I could take the foam roller over it. Just a second. Go ahead and do that. Okay, I'm back. We'll just do it like this then, I guess. A little bit on there. Maybe this paint's just finicky. I don't want it too distressed. So, I'm just going to go back over the spots that it distressed too much, that I didn't want distressed like that. Alright, I'm going to rinse this off, this one, and then we're going to move on to the magnetize it. This is how we're going to magnetize the board. I'm happy with that. Okay, so this will be the first time I've ever used the magnetize it, so we're going to have fun experimenting with it. Hopefully it don't fail me. Shake it. Okay, good enough. And this, I think I'm just going to pour straight in the middle there. And it's black too. I had no idea it was going to be black. Someone was calling me. I thought this was clear. Oh my goodness, look how that comes out of there. That's funny. It's venom, venom, venom. It looks like to me, venom. Let me put this over here. think I'm going to do a couple coats of this. And I'm not for sure just one will work. That's going to be a strong magnet. That's what this reminds me of. It's heavy too. It's heavy on the brush and everything. Let me go get my other brush so I can cut in. I don't want to ruin everything I just did. All that hard work of paint messing up and all. Flatten that out. And this is the Magnetize-It that I'm using. This is not the chalkboard paint yet. I've never used the Magnetize-It before. So we will see how that turns out. Whether it will work or not. This can is super heavy. I told y'all I wasn't very good at painting. So, flatten that out. Without touching the sides the best possible. does have a smell to it. A little stronger than paint. And I am going to do another coat. I think I probably should let this magnetize it dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off of here and then I'm going to come back because I should let this magnetize it dry by itself. I want to make sure that I get as close up to the top and the bottoms corners as possible, because what my plans are is to be able to magnetize flowers to this. Y'all, I shouldn't have done the trim first, or I should have waited and taped it off. One of the two. That's why I get paid to clean. Not paint. I don't get paid to paint. I get paid to clean. Oh my goodness. If you ever need any cleaning tips on good cleaning supplies, let me know. Pretty good at that too. Okay. I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to clean up my boo-boos I just did. Because I'm going to let this magnetize it dry on its own. Okay. So, I will be back. Stay tuned for part 2. Thank you for joining me.